Okay, welcome to GuitarSecrets.com, and what I've done is picked a lesson out of the paid lessons. $9.95, you'll find over 150 lessons, something for everybody from the beginner to the more advanced. And you really need to do yourself a favor, learn this theory. To become a successful guitar player or a musician, you should know some theory, and you'll find it on our lessons. And what I'm doing is just picking this one lesson. It's called All Notes, and what I'd like to do is to explain how the diagram works on our lessons, the colors, and how to use these diagrams to help you learn real quickly and to really help you become a successful musician. So what I'm going to do is start out by telling you that I've taken a picture of my guitar and I've placed it here, put some notes on it and some numbers on it, and I'm showing up to 16 frets. And a fret here is a first fret, second, third. It's a thin piece of wire type of material that separates the frets. The strings lay on this material, and they isolate the notes in between each of these frets here. So we have 16 frets here, and we have 6 strings. To start things off, we have an E, A, D, G, B, and E string. And these are the notes of those open position strings. And if you tune your strings properly, these are the tones that it would play. And they will be at a certain octave, and we'll learn this down the road. So we have 6 strings, E, A, D, G, B, E. There's 2 E's. One is the fat string, one is the thin string. This is the low note, this is the high note. And if you place your guitar on your lap and look down at it, facing the fretboard, this is what this image depicts. So go ahead, lay your guitar on your lap, look down at it, and this is how this illustration works. So when you see this image, you'll know that it is laying on your lap, so it would represent those notes. So the first string here, which is the low E string, then the next note on the first fret was an F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and then we hit the E again. Notice from the open position to the 12th fret, the note repeats itself. All notes on the guitar repeat itself after 12 frets. This will come into play once we learn chords and notes and scales and stuff. So what we have here is a low E string. The notes along the low E string up to 16 frets, it continues to the A sharp, B, and we'll see this later. We're only going up to 16 frets for now. So from the E to the F is 1 fret, or 1/2 step. And then we go up another half step, would be the F sharp. And what we're doing is ascending up the fretboard. So which means we're going higher. Say we're climbing a mountain here. And as we climb up higher, we use the hash mark here, hashtag mark. It represents the sharp. The sharp note is 1/2 step above the note that you're playing. So if you're playing an F and you go up a 1/2 step or 1 fret, you're going up an F sharp. And whole step would be 2 frets from the G to the A to the B to the C sharp, the C to the D. That's a whole step, or 2 frets on the guitar. So what we have here is an E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, all the way up. And this is mathematical. We're going to go to the next string, which is the A, which is the same color in A over here. See that there? This A here and this A here are the same notes. So we're going to act like we're just sliding this thing down here. We're going from the A, and we're going to start over again. See that A sharp? Well, if we have the A, the next note is the A sharp. B, C. So let's go ahead and pull this thing down to the illustration where we'll find the next string of the A. And here it is, right here. So we notice that we have the A string, the next note is the A sharp, the next note is the B, C, C sharp. See how it's the same layout as on the E string? They're all the same mathematical principles. They're going up a 1/2 step, whole step, and we'll learn that later in the notes of the major scales. So we got the A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. There's no sharp here after an E, and there's no sharp after the B notes. Remember that. There's never a sharp, there's never an E sharp or a B sharp. It's only a 1/2 step to the F and a 1/2 step to the C. We'll notice that on all, and even on the piano. We'll learn this a little bit later down the road. So here we go. We have a fretboard here that I've taken, and I have 22 frets. What I've done is laid out all the notes. Here's the strings open, E, A, D, G, B, E. And here's the notes right here, E, F, F sharp, G, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D, D sharp, E. See how it's all mathematical. It starts from wherever you're at. Here's a G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. Here's a B, and then here's an E. And these notes are the same. E's are the same, except they're at a different octave. So what I want you to do is I want you to get some blank illustrations on the lessons here, and I want you to learn, and I want you to fill out every one of these notes on the fretboard. And we'll get to that in a minute. So back over here, we have the E, A, D, G, B, E strings. There's 6 strings, and there's 16 frets. And this little piece here, plastic piece here, is called the nut. And the strings lay on that, and they're filed to a certain depth to keep the strings at a certain height on your guitar. And then there's a bar going through the middle of most guitars where you can use that to adjust the trueness of your frets, of your neck, the bow, and what have you. So what we have here is the open E string, the open strings, the nut, the frets, and the fret numbers, the notes of each string. And ascending, we have sharp notes. And then if we're climbing down or going lower, we'll have flats. And then what I want you to do is just go through this lesson, read it, and it'll explain all this. So let's go down to the next illustration. And what I have here is the same illustration with all the notes laid out. What I've done is just filled out all the notes on the fretboard. And what I went ahead and done is circled the A notes. See here, there's different colors. All A notes are circled, but they're different color. Each color represents the same tone of that E. So if I play this open A string and play this A string at the 5th fret of the low E string, these two are going to sound the same. Let's jump down to the G string, and I play this A at the 2nd fret of the G string, and then the 7th here of the D string. See how the same colors? All 4 of these notes are going to sound the same, even though they're in a different position. Now these A notes are all going to sound the same, and these A notes are going to sound the same. They're going to be at a different octave, but notice how you can play an A note in different positions of the guitar. So what I want you to do is go back to lesson 1 here, and go down here, and you'll see some blank illustrations. You can go ahead and copy these blank illustrations. Or we can just go to the home page. There's tons of lessons down here. We'll find the blank forms right here. And I want you to print these out, and what I want you to do is fill out every note on the fretboard, including the open strings, and every note on every string. I want you to fill it out. And if you need to go back to the lesson and see how we filled it out, go ahead. And then what I want you to do is circle all the A notes and play all those A notes and see how they sound the same or at a different octave. Fill this one out completely, and I want you to go ahead and fill and circle all the C notes and do the same thing. If you need to get some colored pencils out, color them to see which ones sound the same, which ones are at a different octave, what have you. So go ahead, get this done. If you have any questions, go ahead and just send me an email, and maybe I can try to answer your questions. And good luck.